Hey guys, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. So today I woke up craving a little bit of pão de queijo. Pão de queijo is Brazilian cheese rolls. I grew up eating them, like at parties, at birthday parties, at gatherings and stuff. Since we're all quarantined, not really being allowed to leave the house, I figured I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna bake something that I like. So, pão de queijo it is. Pessoal, tudo bem? Hoje acordei querendo fazer pão de queijo, estou com saudade de pão de queijo. E eu mais ou menos vou mostrar do jeito que eu faço. Mas se alguém tiver alguma recomendação, algum ingrediente bom que eu não ponho no meu pão de queijo, que vocês acham que iria ajudar, ou se eu estiver fazendo alguma coisa errada, me fala. Eu tô aberto a sugestões, dicas e elogios. Bom. So, some of the ingredients that you might need are, you will definitely need them. It's olive oil. This is from Italy, because I'm bougie. You want milk. I put heavy cream just to give a creamier consistency, and a cup of water. And you want polvilho azedo. This is a type of yuca flour. It's a little bit drier. I think it tastes better in this pão de queijo. And so what you want is a cup of water. You pour it in a pot, and then you do like 3/4 of a cup of olive oil, and then you do a cup of milk, and then you put that in the pot. Explaining shit is so weird. You turn on the pot with fire, and you let that boil. And until it's, when you heat up milk, the milk kind of rises. So that's what you want to do. That's it for now, folks. Cup of water. Yeah. 3/4 of olive oil. I like to put an entire cup. There we go. But you can kind of cheat and just put a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Just a little more. I hope this works. I kind of just cheated the recipe. And then we go back to the sink. We put a little bit more water. Because we put a little bit more heavy cream, and then here we go, and then we let that do its thing, and then like I said, there we are, fire, because without fire, we're all screwed. Okay, so now we're waiting for this thing, and there's no need for a video. Yeah. So when it starts doing this, you turn off the fire. So take this while it is boiling, and you need to put it in the mixture, okay? Right there. Spoon. So this is what it's supposed to look like. You see, it's supposed to look like a mess. Okay, at first it will look like a mess, and if it looks like a mess, that's great. You're doing great. It gets to the point where you start getting these blobs like this. Totally cool. I got my hands dirty, so I can't actually pick you up and make you see this. See this? Yeah, that's what it's supposed to look like. So, but it creates these little things right here that I really like to mix, just so it's not clumpy, and I just like to really mix it. So after this, what happens is, it needs to cool down because the next step is to add the cheese and add eggs, and you don't want the eggs to cook. Sorry, it's singing too loud. Same old thing. So you don't want the eggs to cook because then you wouldn't have pão de queijo. So what you do is you let it. I put it in the fridge just to cool off faster, and so I can make pão de queijo faster. So you put it in the fridge until it gets to room temperature, and then you add eggs, and then you add the cheese and a little bit of salt. Yeah, that's about it. So it'll be a while until the next video. Good job. So I know I'm great at explaining things, and I explained everything in detail. And if you couldn't follow along, that's your fault. I'm kidding. I know that was rough. But next video coming soon. Since it is pão de queijo, cheese roll, you need cheese. The cheeses that I like to use are from the state of Minas Gerais, where I'm from. It's hard. It's called Da Roça Mineirinho Minas Fresh Cheese. This is imported. I was able to buy it at a Brazilian store here. I'm probably going to use this entire little thing. And I also like to add some natural saltiness to it. So I add Parmesan from Whole Foods. This is aged Parmesan. It's aged for 24 months raw. So I'm just going to grate the cheese, and then I'm gonna add it into the cooled off mixture. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So after adding the cheese, the grated cheese, you mix it a little bit, and then you add 6 eggs. 6 eggs because I added more ingredients. Usually want to stick to the recipe just to make sure that it'll work, but I've done this before, so I know that if I add a little bit of extra here, I can compensate some other areas. And then after you crack all the eggs, you go in with your hand, and then you really mix it, and then after that, it will become a little bit gooey, and that's when you start rolling the cheese rolls, pão de queijo, e depois você põe no forno. You put in the oven. Do you know what I mean? Desse jeito você me desmonta, cada dose cada quantos 10% aumenta. Okay, so now I mixed the cheese, the eggs, and it should have this consistency right here. It's like, looks like an omelet. This is so not well done. Okay. Does that work? Oh, I can do what I did before. See this? This type of consistency. All cheese, 6 eggs, yuca flour, olive oil. Then you can add and then you can add salt if you want. I'm sweating. Yeah.